Hey guys, I just wanted to show some dry needling on the lat muscle. The lat is a huge muscle, and Kurt is a really good demonstration of that because he has huge, strong lats. He takes really good care of himself. He's a CrossFit guy. You can find the lat if you kind of come up underneath the armpit and pull up, and you can see it here, and I can pull it away. A lot of people don't know this, but the lat actually transitions into what's called the thoracodorsal fascia, which comes all the way down to the low back and attaches right in there. So it's not muscular fibers in there, it's just a fascia. It's essentially like a long, thin tendon. So what we're gonna do is just pull up on his lat here a little bit. I'm gonna press around here. Sometimes he'll have tenderness when I really get into a spot, and I'll ask him about that or just ask him to tell me when we get there. He's not too bad. We've been working on him a little bit, so he feels pretty good. We're gonna go right in here. I'll just grab it here with this pincer grasp, a little pressure on the needle there, and then right into it. Let's see if we get a good reaction here on this one. It isn't really 100% necessary to get a trigger point reaction on every trigger point. Sometimes it'll just kind of produce like a dull, achy type of sensation, but it's good for patient feedback when we do get a trigger point reaction, that muscle twitch, because they kind of feel like, man, you're really in the right spot. I really hit it. The muscle's jumping around, so something might be going on. But just keep in mind that it's not always 100% necessary to get that. It's not necessarily like the more pain, like the more effective the treatment is. And that can be a barrier to kind of get by sometimes. So when would you feel like you might have a lat problem? Well, if you're doing overhead stuff like CrossFit stuff where you're on a bar, like pull-ups, and they're really difficult for you because you're having lat discomfort when you're doing them, that could be a sign. I mean, typically the lat will kind of go along with other shoulder problems too. It's good to keep your lat engaged. Kurt was just talking about that earlier, about how he's been focusing on engaging his lat more, and it helps stabilize his shoulders. It's really good, especially when you're deadlifting and cleaning. You want to have your lat engaged with those movements. There's a good trigger point reaction. You can see that one going right down there. So what I'll do is just move the needle around a little bit. This one's really towards the front side, and you can needle the lat from the front side too. And maybe that would have been a better way to do this one because it's pretty deep here, but we're getting it just fine here. A little bit more. Sometimes I'll twist the needle a little bit. You can see there it stopped, then we'll come out, just a little pressure there. How'd that feel, Kurt? It was jumping, wasn't it? Yeah, so that was a good area to kind of get released on. And what that will do will allow that lat muscle to just get more length out of it and also allow it to function better. So it's essentially a more invasive way to get after a trigger point as compared to like foam rolling it, massaging it, or even using something like Graston or ART on it, because it allows us to get right into that trigger point and kind of make it a latent trigger point, make it go away.